What if the woman you trust most isn't exactly who she seems to be? What if her loyalty, affection, and respect feel real when you're present, but shift when you're not? These questions aren't about paranoia, they're about awareness. Too many people, men and women alike, confuse chemistry with character and attention with love. The result is often wasted time, broken trust, and emotional exhaustion. Real character rarely reveals itself in romantic gestures or carefully chosen words. It reveals itself in ordinary moments, especially when there is no spotlight and no immediate benefit. If you want clarity in relationships, you don't need dramatic confrontations or manipulative tests. You need observation. There are two quiet checkpoints that reveal more than any speech ever could: how someone handles freedom when no one is watching, and how they treat you when they no longer need you. Before exploring those checkpoints, it's important to shift your mindset. Discernment is not the same as suspicion. Suspicion looks for proof of wrongdoing. Discernment collects patterns over time. You are not a detective trying to trap someone. You are an observer paying attention to consistency. Words are promises about the future. Patterns are records of the past. When those two conflict, believe the pattern. The first checkpoint is how she handles freedom when no one is watching. Freedom in a relationship is not a threat. It is a mirror. When a partner has space, independence, and privacy, their behavior reflects their internal values. Loyalty is not proven by public affection or social media captions. It is proven by consistent boundaries when no one is monitoring them. Many people naturally present their best selves in public. Psychologists call this impression management, the tendency to adjust behavior when others are watching. It's human. We all do it. The issue arises when public presentation replaces private integrity. If someone only acts committed when there is an audience, their loyalty may be more about image than principle. The question is simple. Does her behavior align with her words when you are not around? Does she maintain respectful boundaries with others? Does she speak about you with the same tone whether you're present or absent? Does she guard the relationship even when it would be easy not to? You don't need to invade privacy or create artificial traps. Life provides natural moments of distance: work trips, social events, busy weeks. In those moments, notice consistency. If her actions remain aligned with her stated values, that's stability. If her tone, boundaries, or transparency shift dramatically depending on who is present, that's information. Loyalty as a performance is like an outfit. It looks polished in the right setting, but it can be removed when convenient. Loyalty as a principle is more like a code. It stays intact regardless of circumstance. The difference becomes clear over time, not in one dramatic incident, but in repeated small behaviors. The second checkpoint is how she treats you when she no longer needs you. In the early stages of many relationships, there is often some form of mutual benefit. One partner may provide emotional support, financial stability, guidance, or a sense of security. There is nothing wrong with interdependence. Healthy relationships involve support. The issue appears when respect is tied exclusively to usefulness. Ask yourself, if her circumstances improved, if she became more financially secure, more emotionally stable, more socially connected, would her treatment of you remain steady? Or would warmth fade once dependence fades? This isn't about creating fear. It's about noticing transitions. When someone grows stronger and more independent, a healthy partner continues to value the relationship as a choice, not a necessity. They may not need you in the same way, but they still respect you, appreciate you, and include you. When affection exists only while you are filling a role, provider, problem solver, rescuer, it may be tied more to convenience than connection. Once the role becomes unnecessary, convenience can disappear. That shift is often subtle. Plans get canceled more easily. Boundaries you express are treated as inconveniences. The tone changes. The key question is, does she value you as a person or primarily as a resource? Love that is rooted in values does not vanish when benefits change. It adapts, but it does not evaporate. Respect remains even when there is nothing material to gain. Convenience, on the other hand, thrives on usefulness. When usefulness declines, so does attention. These two checkpoints, freedom and independence, reveal the difference between love and leverage. It's important to approach this with balance. Not every change in mood signals manipulation. Not every busy week signals fading loyalty. People have stress, responsibilities, and evolving needs. That's why patterns matter more than isolated incidents. One off day means little. Repeated shifts under similar conditions mean more. Healthy discernment also requires self-reflection. Are you offering respect? Are you consistent when no one is watching? Do you treat your partner with the same warmth when you no longer need reassurance? The standards you seek should be standards you practice. If a woman demonstrates integrity in private and maintains respect in independence, that is rare and valuable. A partner who guards the bond without supervision and honors you without dependency brings emotional safety into the relationship. That safety creates peace, something many people underestimate until they lose it. If, however, you observe consistent misalignment, loyalty that appears only in public, kindness that fades once benefits fade, you are not obligated to argue with reality. You do not need dramatic accusations. You need clarity. Clarity allows you to adjust your investment before resentment builds. One of the greatest mistakes people make is negotiating with red flags, hoping that love will rewrite character. Love does not replace values, it amplifies them. If someone operates from principle, love deepens that. If someone operates from convenience, love eventually exposes that. The goal is not to become guarded or cynical. It is to become wise. Suspicion creates anxiety. Wisdom creates boundaries. A suspicious person constantly searches for betrayal. A wise person observes, learns, and chooses accordingly. If she passes both checkpoints, steady in freedom, respectful in independence, you have something worth nurturing. Appreciate it. Don't take it lightly. In a world where image often outweighs substance, consistency is precious. If she does not, allow that truth to guide you. You cannot force someone into integrity. You can only decide what kind of character you are willing to build your future around. When you strip away grand gestures, romantic weekends, and flattering words, relationships come down to patterns. How does she act when no one is clapping? How does she treat you when she has nothing to gain? Those moments reveal whether you are loved for who you are or valued for what you provide. Awareness is not about control. It is about protection, protecting your time, your peace, and your emotional investment. You don't need to test people with games. You need to watch what life naturally reveals. In the end, clarity is a gift, even when it's uncomfortable. It saves you from investing years in dynamics built on performance. It allows you to build instead with someone whose values remain steady in silence and in strength. Real love does not depend on supervision or necessity. It rests on choice and principle. When you learn to recognize that difference, you stop confusing attention for devotion and convenience for commitment. And that shift changes everything.